بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I always get the question, the simple classic question, but it's not simple anymore because it's coming there. How can we be with Imam al-Mahdi? How can we be with him when he comes? Is it there's a process for that? Is it who's the 313 basically? Last time I was talking about how Imam Mahdi exists in frequency and why exactly he disappeared. He's still in existence, but why he's not there anymore? Like nobody can see him, except if you go into certain process. Now, how a person can be in the 313, and are those people are chosen, or you will be able to take yourself to be from them? If we go study this matter, always Allah Azza wa Jal opened us people the chance to be there, to be with His people. How? Because He created you. When He created you, He gave you the honor to be here. So while you are here, it's your choice. What exactly you're going to be? Are you going to be with the good side, or are you going to be with the bad side? So it is like classical Disney Channel movie. Basically, there's no complicity. How? There's bad and there's good side. But before it was simple. For example, you would know if you do at night. There's no TV, there's no electricity. People just if they want to sleep, there's no more sun. At 6:30, 7:30, they sleep and they wake up early in the morning when the sun come back. So there's not much like what is going on now. Now 7:30, 8:30, no more sun. Now you can turn on the TV and then you can open a new universe on yourself. You can look at many channels, you can look at many ideas, many programs. It's always unlimited. I mean, how much the information you're gonna get. Even if you're not just getting information, you are enjoying. So how you define the science of enjoyment? What is it exactly? It is anything that doesn't make you think. For example, while you are watching a movie, the movie is thinking for you. For example, you open the movie, you see this lady, she's getting married to that guy, and then they have to make always this triangles, two guys and one lady, they're fighting for her. Or before 1990, there was two ladies, they're fighting for that guy. Now you hardly see that. Always there's two guys fighting for a lady, and then she doesn't choose both. She chooses someone else who's a loser. Anyway, so it is always this triangle. It is to make you excited and so on. So why? Because they are thinking for you. They want to pass on a message. And now your message is passing on to you, and you are not filtering that. Now there's many movies on YouTube specifically talking about Imam Mahdi, the appearance, some of them the arrival. Personally, I did not watch him. I cannot give you my opinion. But one time I opened one of these movies, and then for 3 minutes I just got a pen and paper. Every single minute there's 40 information. He pass it to you. For example, he will tell you Imam Mahdi will come. For example, he will tell you Adam, he refused so and so, and then he did that, and then he did that, and then there's 60 or 40 information given in 1 minute. That's a lot of information in 1 minute. Why? Because now in this particular movie, he doesn't want you to think at all. And if you're thinking, he's pushing his ideas. And there's many right ideas, and there's many wrong ideas at the same time. And if you connect all the dots together, you'll see that he's taking you in a place that, for example, all the problems here are because of the Jews. In reality, for example, if someone, he doesn't have a long view, he will say, yes, everything because the Jews, yes, that's very true. And so because, let's say, Jewish are occupying Palestine and there's a lot of political problem and so on and so. So you will be imagining that. But look how easy, at the very end, for example, at the very end of the movie, he's blaming the Jews for everything. But at the very end he'll say, it is good that you know the truth, but the Jewish are very powerful. So what's happening here? Basically, he's giving you reverse psychology. He's telling you that it's all the Jewish problem. I'm saying the opinion of that movie. It's everything happened here because the Jews. It's very bad, but at the very end, they're very powerful. You have two choices. even to say no, and they get you the same way that you're gonna be killed or you're gonna be disappeared, or what? You have to go with them in this system. You see? So basically he said all the truth, but he get you a wrong solution. You see? This is how, if you connect it together. Okay, we're here not promoting for this kind of hatred, because we in religion we say Jewish people, Christian people are part of our religion. And if some people they follow Zionism, for example, this is different than religion. We cannot hate the Jews. Jewish people are good people. They're very respectful, and we have to believe in their prophets, Prophet Moussa and all the prophets they came, and we have to believe in the prophets, Jesus, and every single one for you to become a Muslim. You see, this is the difference between us and between our other religions. We believe in all as prophets. Anyway, so because everything is connected together, the 313 has to be in that circle. They cannot be outside that circle. What do I mean by the 313 circle? Has to be from guys, from ladies too. Many people they have a misconception saying only 313, only guys. Why? Because during the Prophet Muhammad when it was the first fight defending Islam. By the way, the Prophet he never did any battle just to go conquer. Never. What happened is always people used to come they start fighting. You see, because either they're gonna kill Muslims or they don't want the Islam, because the business there against anything that say there's only one God. If you study the right history, during all the Prophet's time, only 70 people died. Look how many battles. They used to come and they used to fight him. Even with that, only there were 70 people who died. Maybe more than 15 battle, and people were trying. Even for 3 years they put all Muslims in one area, and they just put them in that place, and they didn't let them go outside for eating or for doing business or anything. So at the very end they had to organize small army and then defending themselves and so on. So after Rasulullah what happened is Rasulullah he said, after me there's Ali ibn Abi Talib and the household of Muhammad. But 11 people chose that no, it's not Imam Ali, it has to be someone else. And after that they start doing something called al-futuhat. Futuhat mean like going outside to spread Islam by what? By the sword. And that's why Shia always here we say we condemn them. We never spread the knowledge by the sword. We cannot do that. And that's why we have Sunni and Shia basically. We don't want to spread this, because we know when you are powerful by logic, when you are powerful by knowledge you have, you doesn't need any sword. You don't need any sword, because you are right. This is in what we believe on. We are right, because always when you're showing the goodness inside you, you win. It is the matter. For example, that's why we have Imam Hussein. He did Karbala, he did whatever he did. Why? Because he doesn't want to go conquer. He took his family with him. Look how peaceful was that. And if someone you say, okay, Imam Hussein went there from place to place to go conquer, we say no. Why? Because he took his kids. There were kids with him. So he was going to establish a message of peace. Because people in Kufa, they were sending him to come. Please come help us against Yazid, because look what he's doing to us. He's killing, he's raping, he's stealing, he is doing whatever Allah Azza wa Jal forbid. So we want you against that guy. And he came. And because it was peaceful, he came with his family. You see, look how you can look at these things. So Ahlul Bayt always, they didn't want war. For example, Imam Ali was able to fight those people, but he does not want to do that, because he always wants the people agree to choose him. That's why we have the free will. That's why we have even Allah Azza wa Jal, he said, that's my person, he has to be after Rasulullah. People chose the other person. Look what happened to Islam after. And that's why we are divided. So anyway, so we continue with that. We have all the connections. We see that, for example, while Imam Hussein going there, and now why I'm mentioning Imam Hussein, because we're going to learn from the companion of Imam Hussein, from his companion, we see how the companion of Imam Mahdi will be made. You see why? Because people, they have even misconception about who's gonna be the companion of Imam Mahdi. They think the companion of the Imam Mahdi, they're gonna be, mashallah, like mashayikh, in a way of religion. They all day long, all night long, they're gonna be praying all night long. And in the morning, they're gonna be like lions, going from place to place, and nobody take anything from them. They're gonna be so powerful. They're not gonna have any problem in life. Everything gonna open for them. This is what we think. Why? Because we are just looking at this by idealistically. Because we think, for example, a religious person, all what he's doing all his days, from morning to night, praying. In reality, no, this is not who's gonna be the companion of Imam. Why? Because he does not want people just for this sake. There's many people around the globe worship. But for example, someone's worshipping 70 years is equal to one person is thinking about the creation. You see, this is what Imam Ali said, or Rasulullah. He said, a person in the eyes of Allah, he's thinking 1 hour just looking at the heavens, saying, oh my God, how did you create that? How was that created? It will get you closer to Allah faster than someone who has been worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal for 70 years without thinking. Why? Because he's a robot. Allah Azza wa Jal, He doesn't care about robots. He wants someone to know what he's doing. Someone who think. Someone who uses his brain. Why? Because when Imam Mahdi is gonna come and he's gonna talk to someone, for example, he's all what you do worship, he will say, okay, go do so and so here. He will just go to that place. He will leave everything and he will think praying now is better than doing so and so. And we have a great philosopher in Islam that were talking about that. For example, many times people they always they want to come and conquer the lands. What they will say? Let's go pray. It is time to go pray. And then in this over here we say always prayer is good, but you can perform. It is always a priority too. But let's say your house is burning now. It is burning, and it is time for prayers. What do? That person, he will tell you, go pray, and then go after that, turn the fire off. You see, you'll be able to turn off the fire while you are praying. That's what Imam Mahdi wants. He wants a person who can do both at the same time. Not just sit down, watch a house burning while you are praying. It is good if you'll be able to do that, if you have insurance after you, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will ensure you that He will give you something. But you cannot, for example, now look at why I'm comparing this to the house, because I want to compare it to something bigger. You cannot look at your community burning while you're saying, Alhamdulillah, my kids are praying, my wife is so good, Alhamdulillah, I don't care about anybody else, and I close my door. You cannot do that. Imam Mahdi does not want people who do that. Why? Because he wants you to see while everything's burning around you, you need to go while you are praying inside your house, to go and do your own job. You change yourself, you change your kids, and you go change each one outside individually. Even if you change one, just one person, it will be in the eyes of Allah Azza wa Jal like you change all humanity. You see, if for example Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, if in the Quran He said, if you save a person's life, it is like you saved all the humanity's life. And if you killed one by you intentionally killing this person, it is like you killed every single one in humanity. So you see, look how each one of us is equal to the humanity, and if it was killed, it's equal to the humanity too. You see, so Imam Mahdi, he will look through this vision. He doesn't look to just a person who's worshipping all day long. I have an example from the companion of Imam Hussein. How he was going toward Karbala, toward Kufa, and toward Iraq, from what called Saudi Arabia now to Iraq. And while he was walking there were 40,000 following him, 40,000 people. While he was in Hajj, he said, I am the son of Rasulullah. People called upon me. I have the right to order you to come with me. Why? Because it is the time now to establish the divine right Allah Azza wa Jal gave us, and not to do it by fighting, not to do it by so and so, but we need to start gathering ourselves. What happened is everyone he agreed. He said, yes, we heard this from Rasulullah, and we have to obey you, because there's many ayahs in the Quran mentioning that if the Imam orders you to do so and so, You need to do it. Whatever he ordered, do it. So 40,000 people followed him. The first day, he was like, oh people, if you have stuff, you have business outside, you have kids to take care of, or you have wives, whatever, just go. I don't want you to be with me and fight with me, and while you are thinking about so and so, because if you're not serious about what you're doing, we're gonna fail. Even if we are 40,000, because in the Quran Allah Azza wa Jalla said one believer is equal to 100 non-believer. In a strength, in a way, in a knowledge way, in every single way. Allah Azza wa Jalla, look, one person is equal to 100, or some of them even equal to 1,000, and some equal to 10. It depends how much he's in belief. Because while you are fighting, everything is fighting with you. We've been talking before with the science of energy. Because the believer, he controls everything around, because he's so sure that he's gonna be the winner. He is so sure he's gonna be, so everything will be fighting with you. That's the difference between the believer and about the non-believer. All what he's fighting for, he is fighting for money. He said, Yazid, he sent me because he's giving me 100 dirham, and if I kill someone, he's gonna give me 200. But what if this person is so powerful, he's gonna kill me? I don't care if I die. I don't care to die for 200 dirham, so I'll stay away. That's the difference. A believer, he fight because he know if he die, he's gonna go to heaven. That person, he know that if he got killed, he's gonna go to hell. You see, this is the difference. So a person, he will know why he's dying for. So he said that, and then there's 20,000 people who left. They left away. Only 20,000 continued. So he continued, and he stood up one place, and he started giving his speech. He said the same thing. I'm not gonna blame you. If you are free to go if you wanna go. I want people who only believe in this cause. And then he left only 1,000 for them. Only 1,000 from 40,000 in 3 days. While he was walking, people start like, go away, fade, and go, and leave away. So at the very end, only few people left. Maybe like 65 or 67. Only 65 from 40,000. And that's the real life now. Many people, they will say, we are with you, we are believers, we're gonna support you. And then while you're walking, people will start just fade, go away. And to the point that he was going his way, he saw someone, his name Zuhair ibn Qayyim. He was going in a business trip. And in this business trip, he had his wife, and he wasn't planning to go fight, and he doesn't know what's going on. But while he was going there, Imam Hussein, he sent someone, because they know, Imams, they know about what's going on around them. They have this kind of science, they know if people are passing by. So he sent someone to call him. So he called him, he went inside the tent, and he talked to him for half hour. And suddenly, Zuhair ibn Qayyim, that guy, he changed his everything, and he want to go with Imam Hussein. For half hour only, he sat with him. And he was, at the very end of the battle, if you study his story, you will see how much he was strong, how much he believed in this cause. Even though he just sat for half hour, he doesn't need more. Because those are the truthful people. But did he know that he was from the companion of Imam Hussein? No. After what he knew, before half hour only. So this great companion that we know his name now, we always talk about how much he was, how much he had this battle. He went with the right cause because of his belief, only half hour, you see. So a person, for example, is going to be with Imam Mahdi, he is going to be preparing himself, that person. You see, that person from 313, because he's been preparing himself, he's been under a lot of stress, and if the right cause come, it will take him. Imam Mahdi will know that that person is going to be with him. So he will be preparing that person. So that person, what we call it, will be the zakhira, the present of Imam Mahdi from his own person. That's the first type of Ashab Imam Mahdi. The companion of Imam Mahdi, they're going to be, the first type of them are the people who prepare themselves by themselves. Okay? Because we have different people. And we know that from the story of Imam Hussein. Okay, so we established that the first people from 313 are going to be the people who prepare themselves. The second type of people are the people who are present from other people. How? You see, if we are unlocking some secrets now. While Imam Mahdi was walking to, there was someone, his name Wahab. Wahab was Christian, and he was newly wed, like he was maybe 20.
Imam Hussein.
Wahab.
Yeah, he said Mahdi, Imam Hussein.
Imam Hussein, yeah.
Yeah.
I said Imam Mahdi, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Wahab was newlywed, and he was walking, going from place up to a place, and he passed by Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein called him to come to his wife, to his tent, and he came with his wife and mother, and he was Christian, and for half hour only, he left everything and went with Imam Hussein. Why? Because there was a secret behind that. What is it? That Jesus himself raised Wahab. How? By teaching him how to be with the right cause. And if you know what I mean by that, I mean that people will be taught by different prophets just for the cause of Imam Hussein. It's gonna be like present. How? Before, I'm gonna say this short story. Before, if you study the land of Karbala, what happened in it? Almost prophets passed by that area. Every time they pass by that area, something will happen that will make them bleed over there. For example, they fell. It will make them bleed, and they will ask Allah Azza, why I fell here? Is it because I sinned? I did it. Allah Azza wa Jalla say, well, no, there's no sin. But over in that area, the son of the last prophet and the master of prophet will be killed, and they will say, can we do something to change it? Can we fight with him? Can we go? They say, Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, no, it's not the time that you should be there. It is your best time to be here now. So what they will do, they will ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to send people from them as a present to Imam Hussein. Those big prophets, they send presents over time. They ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to give them beautiful spirits, that they believe in the right Christianity, because the right Christianity says Jesus is a prophet of God, not son of God. So Jesus raised that guy, Wahab, and he raised him in the right way. And while he was passing by there, Imam Hussein told him that you so and so, and you have signs from Jesus that he said yes, because he used to always dream about Jesus, and teaching him the right religion, the real religion. So what happened is Wahab joined him. So we have the second type of who was gonna be from the army of Imam Mahdi. The second people are gonna be from different religion, but the Prophet themselves taught those people. You see, and we're gonna find Christian people with Imam Mahdi, but the right Christianity. You see, so we have something new here. We never looked at it before. We think the 313 they're gonna be only Muslims who always worship, but in reality, no. We're gonna find many people are from different walk in life. And then we see now that Jesus, he involving in sending a present to Imam Mahdi, Imam Hussein over time, and he's gonna be involved in sending people over time to Imam Mahdi. And not just that, he's gonna be one of them too, because he's gonna return. We believe in his return. He should return with Imam Mahdi, because we believe in peace. We don't want to make war with 2 billion persons that inhabiting the earth now, the Christians. Now, the third type is the ladies. Ladies are the third type. What is it? Sayyidah Zahra, she's gonna be teaching. We have a narration they're saying Imam Mahdi, from the 313 leaders, gonna be 70 women with him. 70 women. Look how much. That's a large number, big number. Those ones are going to be the leaders, not just regular people. Those people, they're gonna be responsible for everything's going on around the globe. The 313, they're not gonna be normal people. Yeah, they're not gonna be just sitting playing and people take picture with them or take signatures or make them like celebrities. No, they're busy with many things. So we're having this two from the ladies. Now, if we want to look over time, we see those people, those names, even we always mentioning them, but in reality we don't really know whose presents are. For example, Abraham alayhi salam, he sent a message for Imam Mahdi over time, and this present is gonna be to Imam Mahdi, and he's gonna be one of the leaders of 313. Who can guess who will be that person? We always have the narration, and we always mention his name, but we don't really know who is Ibrahim alayhi salam teaching Yemeni. Why Yemeni? Because Yemeni he lives in Yemen, and Yemen is away from all the Shia. Why? Because if you study his kid, right? He left his wife and his kid alone in that place. While, sorry? Yeah, no, he left them next to the Kaaba. Yeah, Ibrahim. So he left them, but he still he was able to take care of them through Allah Azza wa Jal, right? Same thing, because he had the same story, Allah Azza wa Jal gave him the Yamani to be with Imam Mahdi, and he's gonna be the leader of the leaders, Yaman. And he was gonna be taught by who? By Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. It is the same story like his wife and kid. He left them alone. Nabi Ibrahim left the Yamani alone in Yemen, and the Yamani is gonna change all Yemen to Shia. You see? While his son changed every single one there to Muslim. You see? It is almost same stories, but it's different age. For example, someone called from the big leaders, Shu'aib bin Saleh. We always kept hearing about him. For the 3-4 years before, they made many books. They said Shu'aib bin Saleh is gonna be the Iranian president, Ahmadinejad. They kept saying Ahmadinejad, he is Shu'aib bin Saleh, and many people kept saying yes, he looked exactly the same thing. But in reality, he's not the Egyptian president, he's someone else. We cannot mention his name, but his name is Shu'aib bin Saleh. And he is the khirat, he was given a present from who? From Imam al-Hassan. Why? Because Imam al-Hassan, he is the person, he's the very reason why he made Iran and Pakistan and India and different place in Lebanon and different place in Turkey, Shia. And why Imam Hassan chose that person? Because he is from Iran, and he's the person that was responsible for making this place a Shia. You see, it is all connected. So Imam Hassan as he sent his son to Imam Hussein as a present, his own son, Al-Qasim, he sent it as a present. He died for this sake, for this cause. Imam Hassan is still sending a present for Imam Mahdi over time too, and he's gonna be as valuable as Al-Qasim alayhi salam to Imam Mahdi. So he's gonna be the leader of the army fighting army. He's gonna be Al-Shu'aib bin Saleh. Yamani is going to be the political leader that he living in Yemen. And now the president of Imam Hussein, everybody knows who's the president of Imam Hussein. He live in Lebanon. He's responsible for the biggest resistant army, and I don't have to mention his name. But because if you look at him, he looked very close to Imam Hussein's look. If you bring pictures, the right picture, you will see he looked very close to Imam Hussein. He was raised by Imam Hussein. Now, that guy, when he went to Karbala, he was people thought he was a leader, and he was a leader of revolution, not a normal revolution very close to Imam's Hussein revolution. How in Lebanon there's only 2,000 people or 3,000 people, they were fighting the most mightiest power existing in the Middle East, and was supported directly by the American government, by European, was given unlimited weapon. It was able to, and those only 3,000 people was able to defeat all this force. So it is very close to what Imam Hussein was with 70 people against 45,000, or some narrations say 65,000 people. Only 70 people changed this. But Allah Azza wa Jal, He had the plan that this Imam Hussein is gonna be the image, so everyone should be a martyr. Why? Because he wanna win always and always and always. So that person in Lebanon, that was the reason to show us that the counting numbers of man is nothing if you have a belief. If you have 100 men, you'll be able to fight 100,000 men, and you will win because you believe in that. You see, and he is the khirat, he is the present of Imam Hussein to Imam Mahdi. You see, it is all connecting, because whatever you plant, later you're gonna see it. If you plant flowers, you're gonna see flowers. If you plant different thing, you're gonna see different thing. You're not gonna plant flower and you wake up in the morning, you see watermelon, right? You have to plant something and you see this thing. If you plant bad now, you're gonna see bad in the future. If you plant evil, you're gonna see evil. If you wanna plant goodness, you're gonna see goodness in the future. So those people are planting for the future, and that's what we should be doing now. For example, if you write a book about You might think it's unvaluable, about peace, about love, about so and so. But maybe someone after 200 years, 300 years later, he will find it. He will find this book, someone throw it outside, and he will take it, and he will start reading. He will say, "Oh my God, that's very inspirational. I want to go and print it." And look how many people you will start changing the life of those people. Even if one book, it happened many times before. Why? Because that person was living in pain, and he wrote everything in pain and in love, and it was so inspirational. But after he died, and nobody valued what he worked on till 100 years later or 1,000 years later, you will see, oh my God, that was changing my life. You see, so this is what it's happening with those people. And if you see, for example, who is the present of David and Solomon, who is the present to Imam Mahdi, is Jesus himself. Jesus himself, is the present from Solomon and David to Imam Mahdi, because they know what kind of power he holds. Jesus, he has a lot of powers. Do not underestimate him. He's going to be changing a lot of stuff, and we believe in that. And we should be helping with that too. So he's going to be with Imam Mahdi, and he's the present of two great prophets, so David and Sulaiman, to Imam Mahdi. At the same time, if we look even more, you will see more people. But those ones what was mentioning, they're the great leaders only. And inside the 313s, they're going to be groups. They're not all going to be leaders. They're going to be leaders, and above them, every 6 or 7 people, they're going to be one leader on top of this one. You see, so he's going to be responsible, and Imam Mahdi will be responsible for all those people. And under that, this one will be a lot of people who will be helping with many things. And then all this will be connected together. Learning from who? From Imam Hussein. We will learn from the message of Imam Hussein, learning from the companion of Imam Hussein. Who is the companion is going to be for Imam Mahdi. And on the other side, we see that the devil is planning his leaders too. The main leader of the devil, he will be taught by him, he will be made by him as the fake Messiah that is gonna come. The fake Messiah, do not even underestimate how much power he has. But all his power, they're gonna be normal science power. Very normal. For example, he will say, you will see a person, dead person, and then he will come and he will say, I will raise him back. And you will see it immediately that after he passed his hand, he raised him back. You will see him walking. But what's happening here is the person, the real spirit, he died. But what's happening is a different devil came inside taking his body, but he's gonna be walking like zombie. He cannot be like normal human being, like when Jesus healed a person or when the prophets heal a person and then he come back from life, he will be normal. But with the fake Messiah, it's gonna be like this, like zombie stuff. You see? And with Umayyah, the people who killed Imam Hussein, even they're raising this guy, and we call him a Sufyani. That's why he was called a Sufyani. Why? Because he's gonna be raised from them. He is their plant. He is their plant over time, and he's gonna be raised soon, and he's gonna be fighting against Imam Mahdi. And many things that are gonna be planted and raised, and gonna be fighting with or fighting against Imam Mahdi. Any question? السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I don't know where's the... Okay.